Apple has just released the first beta version of iOS 26.4, and while it may not include some of the most anticipated features people were hoping for, it still introduces several interesting updates that could change how users interact with Apple Music, podcasts, and even text messaging. This new beta update arrived only about a week after Apple rolled out iOS 26.3, which shows how quickly the company is continuing to refine and improve its mobile operating system. However, one feature that many Apple fans were expecting to see in this update is missing. For months, rumors suggested that Apple was planning to introduce a new version of Siri powered by Gemini AI technology in this release. That upgrade would have been a major step forward for Apple's voice assistant. But as it turns out, the iOS 26.4 beta does not include the Gemini-powered Siri yet. Instead, Apple seems to be focusing on improving other areas of the iPhone experience, including music discovery, podcast playback, and messaging security. At the moment, the iOS 26.4 beta is only available to developers who are testing the new software before its official public release. Apple typically uses this testing phase to identify bugs, improve stability, and gather feedback before making the update available to all iPhone users. Based on Apple's usual update schedule, a public version of iOS 26.4 will likely arrive in the coming weeks. Even though the update doesn't include the rumored Siri upgrade, it still introduces 3 major features that are worth paying attention to. The first major update comes to Apple Music. Apple Music has received several improvements in the iOS 26.4 beta, including a refreshed visual design and some new discovery tools. One of the most noticeable changes is the addition of full-page artwork when browsing music. Album art and playlist visuals now appear larger and more immersive, giving the app a more modern and visually engaging appearance. But the most exciting change in Apple Music is the introduction of AI-generated playlists. Apple is testing a new feature called Playlist Playground. This feature allows users to create custom playlists simply by typing a short text description. Instead of manually searching for songs, users can now tell Apple Music what type of music they want to listen to. For example, someone could type something like relaxing evening songs, workout music, or even 90s alternative rock hits. After receiving the prompt, Apple Music's AI system will automatically generate a playlist containing about 25 songs that match the description. Once the playlist is created, users can refine it even further. They can add additional prompts to adjust the vibe, remove songs they don't like, or rearrange the order of tracks manually. This gives listeners a lot of control while still allowing AI to handle the heavy lifting of music discovery. Another interesting part of the Playlist Playground feature is the ability to customize the playlist once it's finished. Users can add their own cover artwork, write a description, and save the playlist just like any other Apple Music playlist. In addition to AI playlists, Apple Music is also becoming more connected to real-world events. The redesigned app now shows concerts and tour dates happening in your local area. This could help users discover live performances by artists they already listen to or find upcoming concerts near them. Moving on to the second major change in iOS 26.4, Apple Podcasts is also receiving a significant upgrade. Podcasting has become one of the fastest-growing forms of digital media in recent years, and Apple appears to be investing more resources into improving the podcast experience on iPhone. One of the biggest improvements involves video podcasts. While Apple Podcasts already supports video episodes, the iOS 26.4 beta introduces several new features that make watching video podcasts smoother and more convenient. For example, switching between audio-only mode and video playback is now easier and more seamless. Apple has also improved how video podcasts adapt to different network conditions. The app will automatically adjust the video quality depending on the strength of your internet connection. If you're on a slower network, the video resolution may drop slightly to prevent buffering. If you're connected to fast Wi-Fi, the app will automatically stream the highest quality video available. Another improvement allows users to switch between horizontal and vertical viewing modes more easily. This is especially useful for people who like to watch podcasts in different ways, whether they are holding their phone vertically or placing it sideways while watching. The update also adds the ability to download video podcast episodes. This means users can save episodes directly to their device and watch them later without needing an internet connection. For podcast creators, Apple is introducing something that could become a major new monetization opportunity. The iOS 26.4 beta allows creators to dynamically insert video advertisements into their podcast episodes. According to Apple, this new system will give creators access to a much broader video advertising market while still allowing them to maintain full creative control over their content. Apple also confirmed that video podcast episodes will now appear more frequently in personalized recommendations and curated lists within the Apple Podcast app. This could help creators reach larger audiences and grow their shows more easily. The third major feature being tested in iOS 26.4 focuses on messaging security. Apple is currently testing end-to-end encryption for rich communication services, also known as RCS. RCS is a modern messaging protocol that is designed to replace traditional SMS texting. It allows features like higher quality media sharing, typing indicators, and read receipts. Many Android phones already use RCS for messaging, and Apple has recently started integrating support for the technology as well. With iOS 26.4 beta, Apple is experimenting with adding end-to-end encryption to RCS messages inside the Messages app. End-to-end encryption ensures that only the sender and the recipient can read the contents of a message. Even the service provider cannot access the encrypted messages. If fully implemented in the future, this feature could make texting between iPhone and Android users much more secure. However, there are still some limitations during this testing phase. According to Apple's release notes, RCS end-to-end encryption is not currently available on all devices or carriers. It is also limited to certain messaging scenarios during the beta testing period. Apple has also confirmed that this encryption feature will not be included in the first public release of iOS 26.4. Instead, the company plans to continue testing it and add full support in a future software update once the system is fully ready. Even though some highly anticipated features are still missing from this beta version, the updates in iOS 26.4 show that Apple is continuing to improve its ecosystem in several key areas. Artificial intelligence is becoming more integrated into Apple Music. Video podcast support is becoming more powerful and flexible. Messaging security is slowly moving towards stronger encryption standards. As Apple continues testing this beta version, more features and refinements could still appear before the official public release. For now, developers are exploring the update and providing feedback, while iPhone users around the world wait to see what additional improvements Apple might introduce in the coming weeks. And if the rumors about the Gemini-powered Siri are true, that upgrade could still arrive in a future iOS update later this year. One thing is certain, Apple is continuing to push its software forward, and iOS 26.4 is another step toward a smarter, more connected iPhone experience.